All right, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, we're looking at another bike rack from my friends over at OUTFITR. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure you hit that bell icon right next to that. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any of this awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we're taking a look at a brand new bike rack from the guys over at OUTFITR. It's going to be their OUTFITR 2 bike rack. Let's get this thing built up and let's get this thing installed and show you what this rack is all about. All right, so we got the rack installed here and it looks good. It's nice and easy to install, super nice. This one does have this long kind of tongue to it, so you can pretty much mount it on whatever you want to put it on, which is kind of nice. You know, that's one of the things with my spare tire here. Sometimes I end up having to use a hitch extender to get it to fit. This thing works great, which in the case of this rack, it's also made for using it with RVs. It's one of the few racks that's kind of designed with RV in mind, which is a big thing because, I mean, RVs can have spare tire too, so you need to come out a little bit farther, simple, everything like that. So really nice that that's all kind of thought out to keep it a little bit farther away. Now, before we get installing bikes on here, OUTFITR apparently watched my videos, and they have seen my videos and seen some of the comments you guys have made. And one of those comments you guys have made is, to be legal in my state or my area, it needs to have lights if it sticks off a certain distance from the back of my vehicle. And I said, you know, that's fair. Where I am, not a huge deal. We can get away with just a basic reflector. And honestly, where I am, it doesn't really matter too much. However, for a lot of you guys, it does. And you guys have shared that with me that, yeah, it makes a big difference. So this time, OUTFITR actually sent me out a light kit for their rack. So it's a LED light kit. Mounts up onto the rack with some 3M sticky tape, and then plugs into just a standard 4-pin connector on your vehicle. And we're going to install this guy. We got to test, see how this thing actually works. So, of course, it comes with instructions, which is good because that's pretty nice. And we just got to make sure we put this on the right way here. So, it comes with 2 LED strips here. Put the rest up on the bumper for a second. So, it comes with 2 LED strips. One has a blue plug, one has a yellow plug. In this case, blue plug is on the left. That's a good question, actually. I'm assuming blue. Yeah, okay. Blue must be the left turn signal. Right must be the right turn signal. Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead. We'll stick these guys on here. And then we'll run our wiring. And it just plugs into just a standard 4-pin trailer connector on your vehicle. Pretty easy. Should do your running lights and then brake lights, right turn, left turn, all that kind of stuff. Pretty easy. Comes with everything you need. So let's get this thing on here. So blue plug on the left. All right. So pretty much with this particular rack, they have it set up so you put it right in kind of that area right there is where you're going to put it. And that will keep it out of the way of everything and still kind of keep it centered and not kind of getting in the way of the sliding racks and anything like that. So we'll peel off our 3M double-sided tape here. Okay. Pretty good. Okay, there's one side. Let's roll on over to the other side, and we'll do the same deal. And these should be applicable to pretty much any rack that OUTFITR sells, or honestly, any rack you have if it's not an OUTFITR rack. I mean, they're just 3M adhesives on there, so pretty easy to install whatever rack you want to put them on. All right, then we get our actual little harness here. Right here. So our harness, same deal, blue and yellow plugs, and then on the other end, just the 4-pin trailer connector. So it comes with a few zip ties here. We're going to try and use these to make this look as good as we can. Is kind of our goal. All right, so we got that connected, plugged into our 4-pin, which in my case is up under the bumper. So we should be able to go in here, or key a turn, and if we turn on like our hazards, is it just not putting out voltage? Oh, there we go. There you go, you can see it going now. It's so dim, but you can see it. I mean, it is doing something. But now let's try the left again. There we go. Okay. Now let's try just our lights. Okay, they do turn on. They're not the brightest things in the world, but they do turn on. So there's that. Let's gotta do the brake because it's supposed to be connected to the brake too. And then what if we do lights and turn signal? Okay, so it has 2 rows of LEDs. So it has one on the top, which is your running lights, and one underneath, which is your turn signal. All right, so the OUTFITR 2-bike rack here. So now let's start talking some specifics here. We got lights installed, we got this thing assembled. What makes this thing different than a bunch of other racks? So first thing you'll see is it's got some hooks here. So in the case of this one, these hooks will slide up and down and attach pretty much set on the top tube of your frame, holding the bike in position. Then from there, you have your wheel trays here with pretty much a basic buckle strap right here that you just tighten out around your wheel, and that will hold that wheel nice and in. So it's a super simple design. Along with that, this thing does store up really, really well, as you guys saw in assembling this rack. So you have the option, you can fold the, these, I'm going to call them the wings, these 2 sides out here. You can fold those up into the middle, and therefore make it a really skinny rack, as well as folding the whole tongue part in. And also it makes a very small compact rack. Honestly, one of the most compact racks I think I own. It's pretty crazy how small it gets and how big it gets when it's actually unfolded. With that too, you can also fold down this center post here. Center post can move, and you can fold this guy down, and it would go here. That way it can go flat, and then you can fold that back flat up against the back of your vehicle. We'll show that in a little bit so you guys can kind of see how that all works. So you can decide whether you want to store it on your vehicle or store it in your garage or store it wherever you want to go. Tons of different options here that give you with this particular rack. And this guy does have a 2-inch hitch receiver, lending to its awesome strength. 200 pounds on this guy. You know, we got to test it out. Yeah, it's just kind of the nature of things at this point. We got to test out that 200-pound weight capacity. And there you go, 200 pounds. Right on there. No issues at all. 200 pounds onto the rack. So, holds that weight, no problem at all. We need to tighten that guy down just a hair. There we are. So, 200 pounds, easy. No problem at all with that 200 pounds, which means it can hold e-bikes, regular bikes, hold whatever you want to put on it. You can put some heavy bikes on your fat bikes, whatever you want to put. So along with that, this one is a little different than the other racks I've reviewed from OUTFITR. This one is actually designed for RVs, with RVs in mind. Kind of like I mentioned with the spare tire fact. That sticks out a little bit farther to clear that. With that being the case, they recommend 120 pounds on the back of an RV. Obviously, RV bumpers and everything back there, it's kind of different. RVs travel different than cars. The suspension's not quite as soft. They bounce around. Kind of makes sense. You don't want a ton of weight back here. They're limited at 120 pounds, which that's still 60 pounds per bike. So, I mean, it's not a huge deal, but 120 pounds on here. Don't mount anything else to it. You know, basic stuff. It's a bike rack, not a stuff rack. So you can mount this for whatever. It's specifically done, and they've designed it around it working on RVs. So pretty cool that they have that all set up. I think it's time to throw a bike on here. Is what we got to do. I think that's kind of where we're at right now. So we fit 2 bikes on here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to, of course, do the inside rack for inside bike first. So we're going to pull off our buckle straps here on the inside. Actually, might as well just pull them all off, because we're going to put 2 bikes on here, of course. Let's pull these guys off of here. All right. Got those guys off. Our hook's here, so we're going to need to kind of get the bike underneath, or you have to slide the hook off and then slide it back on. So there we have it. We go all the way up there. That's kind of our loading position from there. So we put these guys all the way to the top. Once we get them loaded on, we can drop it down there. Now, one of the hooks, like I said when I was building this, is one of the hooks is longer, one of them is shorter. So you kind of got to position them how you want them, or how they fit your particular bikes. In this case, I think it's going to work having the long on the inside and also the bottom of the mount, and then having the shorter hook up on the top for the outside. I think that's going to work. So, heaviest bike on the inside. Let's grab the mountain bike. Get this guy right on in here. All right, so this case, I think it's going to be best if we go kind of this way and slide the bike in the back. We'll figure out together what's going to be the best. If we kind of do this, try and get that pedal around. Oh, get our seat around. There we go. All right. Just like so. So as you get it centered up in our wheel trays, obviously they're made to fit out to a 5-inch wide tire. So if you have smaller tires, kind of got it centered in there. Once we got that in there, we just loosen up our wing nut here. And that guy should just push down up against the top tube of our frame. Just like so. Tighten that guy up. Already without the straps, that guy's already pretty solid on there. And then we just grab our, again, just basic buckle straps here. And we're going to go put this up on the top. So we're just going to feed it around. Throw this right on through. And just cinch it tight. All right, there's one. Same thing on the front tire. There we go. Got our basic straps on. And then we need our pin. Our safety pin, which we're just going to pop into the hole just above the one the hook is on. That way, just in case it starts to slide up for whatever reason, it hits that pin and it locks it in place. And honestly, that's not bad. That is not bad. I can go just a hair down. Try and preload this since that's super soft tires. Oh, there we go. And then we can go right above it. Oh, heck yeah. I like that. Oh, yeah. That makes a big difference. Okay. So there you go. We got one installed on there. Freaking easy, man. Freaking easy. So let's go ahead. We'll grab, what do I throw on here? Let's throw the road bike on here. Throw the road bike on here next. So you a skinny tire bike. And then I think it's time to go take it for a drive. See how this thing handles. All right. So skinny tire bike. So same deal. This one's a lot easier because we just right on the back. We're going to need to shorten the wheelbase quite a bit though on this guy. So that's simple as coming back here to the tray, undoing that wing nut, and we will see what we can do here. So probably gonna run into some problems, it looks like. Okay, so in this case, what we run into is the wheelbase on our back bike is much longer than the wheelbase on the front bike. So essentially what we need to do, we need to switch the trays around on this side, the left side, and kind of get those so that way we can move the outside one in more than the front. All right, got them moved. See if that's enough. Okay, so we're closer. And that's about as close as we're going to get. So that's one downfall with the light strips is they do take up some of that adjustment room on the rack. Okay, so this is how we're going to kind of run this one for the moment at least. Like I said, those lights, the lights leave a little bit to be desired. Just because it limits this rack so much. I mean, we're going to test them out though. So if you have this short of a bike, probably better not to run the lights or to run them on maybe the outsides. Like way out here maybe. But even then, there's not enough here or there. I don't know. Lights, this might not be the perfect rack to use the lights on. Let's go with that. Yeah, okay, I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm actually okay with that. It's not bad at all. I mean, they're both on there pretty good. And I think that should work to move our bikes around. So some of you guys have been staring at this metal loop wondering what it's for. So there's a couple reasons for it. So number one, they include extra straps. There's 6 straps that come in the kit. You can use a strap to pretty much hold on to your top tube right here. And that's going to pull it in towards the inside of the hook and kind of make it so it doesn't move at all, which works perfectly fine. No issues with that. You can also run a lock through here if you want to use a lock. It's pretty well in here. I can tell you that for sure. The thread's in there pretty tight. It's not going to come undone. You're not going to be able to do that enough. It's got probably about that much threads inside of it. So you can run either one you want. And realistically, we'll run this one on this bike. The mountain bike I'm not concerned about. This one was moving a little bit. So we'll just kind of use that strap to hold it towards inside. And that's going to make that bike even more secure than it was. So it gives you kind of a couple options in there. So you can see we got everything all attached. All nice and secure. I think it's time we go give this thing a road test. See how it does on the road. All right, bikes are on. Right now, mountain bike moves the rack. Road bike moves the rack. Nice and solid. Let's go take them for a ride. See how they perform on crappy roads up here, and see how wet and non-muddy we can get today. It's kind of the goal. Don't want to go in the mud today because it's rained. So let's go. Let's give it a test drive. Okay. So this tire moved a little bit. Is it because it loosened up? No? No? Okay. Just moved a little bit. That's no problem. That one's still nice and tight. I mean, they are still in there. This one got a little looser, so I think it moved a hair. But if you use the strap like I used on the road bike, this thing's not moving anywhere. All right. I like it. Let's head home. Let's take these bikes off, show you how it folds up, and give you my final thoughts on this bike rack here. All right, so everything seemed to work good. Moved a little bit, but nothing like super crazy. Nothing I don't expect from a relatively simple rack. So pretty much to get these guys off, just do reverse, pull off all our straps. Just gonna throw them off to the side. Pretty easy. There we go. Okay, straps are all off to the sides. We're gonna pull our pins for our hooks. That way we can move our hooks around. Just gonna set those on the bumper. And from there, I think it's time we just undo our wing nuts for the big old hooks. We're gonna slide them up, and then we're just gonna tighten them a little bit at the top. There we go. All right, one bike off, and then second bike. Just again undo the wing nut here till we can slide it up. Once we can slide it up, we're just gonna find it a little bit at the top, that way it doesn't move around. There we are. And then we just need to squeeze this guy out. This is probably the tougher one, just because of my spare tire. This is probably the tougher one. There we go. If you didn't have the spare tire, it'd probably be pretty easy. There we go. Bikes are off. I mean, it can't get much easier than that. I mean, it's pretty freaking easy, right? So like I said, so this guy can do a couple things. So you saw it how we had it when we first set it up, how the two wings fold in the middle. So the other option you have is to undo the center wing nut, push it through, and then this guy will fold down like so. You can tighten this guy and get this guy lined up where it's supposed to be. There we go. That down, tighten it up, and you have it lay perfectly flat like so. And then we can pull this pin. Come on. There we go. Pull that pin and then pop this pin out. And what that will allow us to do is to fold this guy up against the back of your vehicle. And you can just put this pin right back in, and there you go. You can have it folded up flat against the back of your vehicle. As another option, you can just have it sit just like that. Now that's pretty cool, because it has two different options there. So like this, or fold it all kind of into a bunch. I kind of like it. Let you store it in your vehicle, but store it in your house. Nice and easy, just the same amount. All right, and then just to fold this back down, same deal. Pop the hitch pin, pop this pin out. And the rack should fold nicely down into its spot. Nice thing with this one, you can go flat, or you can tip it down and away from the vehicle, so you can access the hatch. You need to do that as well. Gives you tons of versatility. To run it on your vehicle all the time. Bikes, no bikes, whatever. So the other option you have, like I showed when I was building this thing, you undo these guys on the sides, and the wings will fold up into the middle, just like so, and then do the same thing on the other side. Undo the wing nut, pop that through, it's up into the middle, and just like so, you got it centered like this, and then once you take it off, you can fold the whole hitch into itself. Pretty nice setup, honestly. I like it. I like this storage feature. This makes it super simple just to use. All right, so what do we think of the rack here, the OUTFITR 2-bike rack here? I think it's a pretty good rack. I think it does what it needs to do. Very light, very affordable, very simple is kind of the big thing. There's not much to it. You have the hooks, hold on to the frame, and you have straps that hold the wheels into the wheel carriers here. There's not that much to this thing, which is kind of nice in certain cases where it's just nice and simple. Folds up ridiculously easy and secure. The way these wing nuts are fastened on the side where the head of the bolt goes into a slot to hold it in place. Really nice to use that. Multiple positions you can rotate it into as you tip it forward and backwards. And it fits bikes, and it sits away from the vehicle quite a ways. I think it does a really, really good job of, like I said, that simple basic rack. If that's kind of what you're looking for and something lightweight, this is kind of the way to go. You still have that 200-pound capacity, so you still throw e-bikes on here. You got to pick them up, though. That's kind of the one downfall. But you can carry the heavy bikes. It's RV certified. You can use it on the back of your RV, and it works. It does good for as simple as it is. And it comes with to go with that, it comes with OUTFITR's 1-year warranty too, so you don't have to worry about anything. You have a problem with the rack, you just hit them up, give them a call, shoot them an email, whatever, and they will take care of you from there. I mean, it's kind of hard to beat this rack. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good rack. So with the rack, we'll go along, we'll talk about the lights as well. Since the lights, they did include the lights here with the kit. Now lights, here's what I'll say. The lights are lights. If you feel like you need lights on the back of your rack, this light setup will work. For me personally, they don't do a whole bunch. That's kind of my opinion on it. I mean, maybe you guys are telling me different on the camera, but in my eyes, and overcast weather, they didn't really do a whole bunch, in my opinion. They weren't exactly as bright as I thought they would be. Now, that could be old truck things, that could be other things, I don't know. But for my case, they weren't as bright as I thought they would be. Also, in the case of this particular rack, I don't feel like these lights are a good fit for this rack. And really, that's just because, like I showed, you miss all this. You miss this, what, 6 to 7 inches of adjustment right here because the lights are kind of in the way. So I feel like if you need lights, these will work. And that's pretty much it. That's about all I can say with the lights. They work. They do their job of lights. I feel like the other racks I've reviewed, if you haven't checked out the other racks from OUTFITR I've reviewed, I feel like those are going to fit the bill a lot better for these lights. They have a perfect spot to mount on them. It's not in the way of anything. I think the lights work a lot better on those other racks I've used, kind of the tray style racks. So if you guys are interested in picking up this OUTFITR 2-bike hitch rack, there's going to be a link in the description down below. If you're interested in the other OUTFITR's bike racks, check out my channel. I have done a ton of reviews on a bunch of different racks from OUTFITR, all of which are pretty solid racks, to be fair. They're actually pretty solid for the price you pay. Big thanks to OUTFITR for sending me out a rack again to test out and share with you guys another kind of cool, interesting, different style rack that you don't see that often. If you guys enjoyed the video or maybe learned something today, give this video a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.